They are very, very good. That's my statement.
Okay, questions?
Coach, how awkward was tonight with all the stuff about Jay circulating?
You know, it's not really a big change for us. You know, we got to stay focused and kind of, keep the main thing the main thing. And the main thing is the game, the preparation for the game. And, you know, I'm sure guys, especially the younger guys, may have thought about it. It's almost impossible not to hear the noise. But, you know, all the time when you're coaching guys, you want them to try to block out as much noise as possible because there's always going to be some noise. It's just different kind of noise each time. And you try to do your best to stay focused through all this stuff.
Have you addressed it at all?
No, not one bit. Again, as far as I know, I didn't know anything was official. And so, you know, you hear all the rumors and stuff like that. But, yeah, so there's no need for us to address it with our team.
With Nigel and Matthew's absence, you had players such as Lynn and Jalil step up into next game. How do you feel like this game was able to really help them bring out that leadership role in the two of them?
Yeah, well, I mean, we're really in a situation where guys have to step up because, again, we haven't had Nigel since December, and now Matt's missed the last 2 games. They were the most veteran guys on our team. If you look at our group, they were the only guys besides Paul Jobay that was here last year. Everybody else is new.
Lynn was also, continue, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, Lynn was also the leading scorer in both of your games versus Duke. How do you feel like he's grown as a player between those both games?
Well, in particular, Duke's so good defensively in everything they do. But we did think Lynn could score one-on-one against the big fella, and he proved to do that. You know, I think when we go through Lynn, even if he doesn't score, he helps us create good shots because he gets so much attention.
The first 5 minutes of second halves has been like, that's what they do. You know it's coming. Everybody knows it's coming, and no one's really found the answer for it yet. What is it that they do coming out of halftime?
Well, they got guys that are going to be playing in the NBA for a long time, right? So they just start playing a little better. And then if you can't keep up scoring with them, or you can't be like Clemson and really grind them out, if you can't get them into a grinding out game, it's going to be very difficult to beat them. You know, the shot that Knueppel hit when we switched Lynn on to him, like a step back 3 between the legs. You know, those are shots that NBA players take and make, and they happen to have guys. And so we didn't score in the beginning of the second half as frequently as we had, and thus they're going to keep scoring. So you got to be able to keep pace.
Coach, what are some of the ways that Duke's size really challenged you guys tonight, especially on the offensive end?
Yeah, well, it makes it very difficult because, you know, anything inside the three-point line is challenged. They're so good at beating screens. They're so good at switching. They're so good at being in the right position that you have to get in there and you have to kick it out. It's something that we harped on and on and on. You know, for us, you know, we're just going in there getting model watch and just sitting in the back, right? You go in there, you got to make great decisions. And again, we did a good job of that. One of the big things we focused on was take care of the ball. We didn't do a great job of that. You know, even the first half, we got 10 turnovers, it's 32-47. But guess what? Slim Evans comes in and makes 5 threes. It's a tie game if that's not the case. With us turning the ball over. And so you have to have a really good game to beat Duke. We would have had to make a lot of threes at a high rate. We got some open looks and we just didn't cash in.
And then with Cooper Flag, I mean, a lot of attention is cast on him about what he does offensively, but defensively, just what makes him so special with what he does both on the ball and away from the ball.
Yeah, it's well deserved because, you know, the kid, no matter what kind of game he's having offensively, he's going to bring intangibles that affect winning. You know, his defense on the ball, his defense off the ball, his passing, his leadership, his verbal communication with his teammates are all at an incredible level. And so, again, if he had 6 points, he had a big footprint on every game he's in because, again, he does things that affect winning.
Coach, giving up 60% from 3, it's kind of been an anomaly because who really shoots that well half the time. But defensively, it's always been an effort or a man-on-man type of thing. How did you feel about your team's defensive effort in this game?
Yeah, I think we gave effort, again, but when you're playing a team that's that good at passing the ball, they make you pay for any mistake. If you're just this little bit slow getting back, it's a swing, 3, right? If you make a mistake on a ball screen when you put 2 on the ball, they move it, they find out, man, and almost every guy can hit a 3. You know, and then you got model watch thrown to the basket, so you got to kind of take that away. If you sink in, they skip that pass, and they're shooting another 3. So again, they're very difficult to guard. You know, we've had our challenges defensively, but I thought we gave effort, it's hard to guard that team, especially if they're making, especially if a guy comes in off the bench and makes 5 threes in the first half. You know, he cooled down a little bit in the second half. I wish he would have started the game that way. You know, and I always say this about them: if Knueppel hits his first shot, you're in trouble. Because again, I think he's a big key to their group.
Coach, as good of a game as they had, you had some positive things going, especially with offensive rebounding. Is that something you can build on, that's even with all their size and length?
Yeah, you would hope. You know, again, I'm not sitting here disappointed in our effort. I think our kids gave effort on the offensive and defensive glass. You're just playing an extremely talented team that makes you pay for every mistake you make. You know, I wasn't really displeased with our shot selection or any of that. Again, you're just playing a good team and you have to play very well to beat them.
Coach, going back on defensive stats, Divine led the team tonight in steals with 3 steals and also racked up a third of the team's rebounds, with 7 of those being defensive rebounds. Can you just talk about his aggressiveness on that side of the court?
That was huge for us. I mean, we've been trying to get our guards to rebound for the whole season, and he really stepped up tonight. I thought he was terrific. I mean, he's a young kid learning the game of basketball, learning how to play point guard, learning how to lead. But I thought he was terrific on the glass. He allowed us to, by him rebounding, it allowed us to kind of have a bust-out fast break where the guy that gets the rebound is leading the break, and now you have a numbers advantage. Now, we didn't always take advantage of it, but it's good to see that because that helps him.
One more?
What did you think about Jalil's first half performance?
Well, that's what he's capable of. He's capable of being that player. When he keeps it simple like that, he can be very effective. I think they picked up their defensive mode in the second half a little bit, didn't let him get some of those looks, but he's a very talented kid and he's capable of doing it.
Divine, being thrust into that one role pretty early in the season after Nigel went down, how would you say that your game has improved? How would you say that you've matured in your game over the past couple of weeks?
I think Nigel been talking to me on the sideline, and just throughout the games, I think I've just been getting better at my role, and it just takes time. So in more games, it's going to get better.
Do you feel more comfortable kind of commanding the offense and running everything through you?
Yeah, like I said, just more time, more games. I just feel like I keep on getting better and just more comfortable.
How do you think each of you guys' defense has improved over the year? I know there's been a big talking point about how defense, it didn't really start off the way that it wanted to, but over the past few games, defense has improved constantly. Divine, you had 10 rebounds tonight. So how do y'all feel about y'all's defensive improvement over the year?
I feel like over time, our defense has been getting better and better from the beginning of the season. Because from the beginning of the season, we're a whole different type of players than who we are now.
I want to ask about the lead up to the game. Obviously, the rumors with Coach Lucas. Is that something that kind of was in your guys' mind heading into this game? What are your thoughts about that?
Honestly, I don't really look at that type of stuff. I kind of was just focused on hooping. All the rumors and stuff, I don't really follow up on that.
And gone for you,
Yeah, it's just rumors are rumors, and we just leave it as that.
Jalil, there was one sequence where you made a 3 and you were right by the Duke bench, and there's a photo out there on the internet of you looking at him straight in the eye. Was that just a coincidence, or were you looking him straight in the eye?
I guess that was a coincidence. I looked around, he was the closest person next to me, so yeah.
Jalil, your game has really improved over the course of the year. You've gotten more comfortable, and it's been showing. How do you feel confidence-wise knowing that you're stepping on the court, you're starting to remember that you're that guy?
I feel like me just being confident in my play style just makes me play a lot better than me just overthinking about it the whole time. Because if you're just sitting there just thinking the whole game, then you're thinking about the next play, and that's just gonna mess your whole mental.
One home game left in both of your guys' freshman years. What would you say the biggest thing that you've learned about college basketball this year is?
I would say one is that you can't make a lot of errors. You gotta be really on top of everything.
Just got to bring it each and every game and just give it your all.
Jalil, as an athlete of your caliber, you kind of had a frustrating start to the season. Now, after dropping 11 points in the first half against one of the best teams in the country, how relieving is that? How relieving is that to sort of take a right step in the right direction?
It did feel good, but you know, I don't even know, to be honest. Like, it felt good, but then just adversity hit, and then we just couldn't get back up, and that was just about it. But it did feel good at the time.
One more?
Jalil, you mentioned that you feel that your confidence has, improved throughout the season. Just why do you think that is? What do you think has led to that improved confidence and that lessening of, I guess, the overthinking part?
Just hoop. Just be confident every shot you take, make the right play, and just have fun. I feel like that's just the biggest thing.
I thought it was just workmanlike performance by our team. Credit Miami. I mean, they were crashing the boards like crazy in that first half. They had 11 of them. To only hold them to 2 in the second half, to me, that was the difference. And our guys, it's been 3 road games. We played in a neutral game in New York, but for us to get 3 road wins, Isaiah, obviously, the way that he had it going in the first half was a big thing for our team. Happy for Tyrese getting his 1,000th point. I know he didn't want to get it in this fashion. We have to get him back, get x-rays, MRI. He got hit in the leg. That's the extent of what I know. And we'll get him looked at and taken care of. But obviously, these guys did a great job stepping up for him. But great performance, proud of these guys. For freshmen, like these 2 guys next to me, they just have such a maturity and serious approach. And it's really fun to coach these guys because of that. So proud of the win. Take any questions.
Coach, over the past week, there's been real conversations that Coach Lucas will become the new head coach at Miami. Obviously, the season's not over. We don't know if that's going to happen. But if it does, what can Hurricane fans expect out of Coach Lucas?
Well, look, Jay is a special coach. We've been through a lot together for 3 years. He's everything you could want, attention to detail, great with relationships, great on the floor. Jay's a great coach, bottom line. He's a great coach, one of my closest friends in the world, been through a lot together. Our friendship will always be there no matter what, because he's a great coach, he's even a better person. And that to me is the best part about Jay.
Good. Right here, Steve.
Isaiah, what's going so well for you over the last 3 games? You 17, 17, and 16, hitting 13 out of 19 3-pointers.
Just staying consistent with my preparation each week, just working with Coach Doty, getting the same reps over and over again, working on my defense, and just preparing to hit the same shot.
The few games before that, you hadn't scored as much. Was there something you worked on to get you going in this stretch again, something new, or it's just repetitive?
No, it's just repetitive. Each game it's different. It's basketball. Stuff like that's gonna happen. You just gotta trust yourself at the end of the day.
What about for you? You have a really quick release. How do you go about that? Just getting immediately the ball and just putting it up. How's the thought process in that?
There is no real thought process. When you shoot so many jumpers, it's like automatic. People like make jokes that's my shot is automatic, but when you actually rep it out, it's like that. So you don't really want to think about it. You just shoot your form. If it goes in, it goes in.
The ball, like a couple times, I think it was like 2 possessions where the ball looked like it slipped out of your hand. Was it poked out, or was that just you just going up too quick with it and it just kind of slipped out?
Nah, I felt a little sweat on the ball a couple times. I feel like that's what it was.
Johnny, you waiting with Isaiah to start the second half after Tyrese was hurt? Is that a sign of what you might do going forward?
Well, look, Isaiah, he's established himself with what he's done. It's easy to talk about the shooting. His defense has been off the charts. He's guarding the ball as well as anybody. He knows exactly where to be. You asked about a few games before. I could have helped him better. That's part of this with, the journey we're on together. Like it goes both ways. And I'm just proud of Isaiah, man, for his resiliency, his belief in himself, and the way that he's worked. And he's taken coaching every step of the way. So both these guys have, but taking coaching on what it takes to be really good now, but also down the line. So Isaiah, with what he's done, it was a no-brainer. And that's obviously he's established himself in that role with Tyrese, obviously coming right off. But he's going to be in there.
John, how tough is it to be? I don't want to say critical, that's the wrong word, but to look at film when you've won 5 in a row and you've done it pretty easy, to be just still challenge yourselves to get more out of this group as you get into the important time of the year?
You know, for me, I just think our mission is bigger, you know, so it is easy. You know, I think these guys would tell you, do I not find stuff every game where, I mean, I promise, like, in the first half, I thought they missed some open looks, you know, and some of that was our talk. Obviously, the offensive rebounds, like, that can't happen. But you have to have great humility in this. You know, it's delicate. It can change very quickly. I love the killer instinct that our team has had. I love the approach to each game. They haven't big timed anything. But we know what's ahead. We know the battles we're going to be in, and we know it can happen any night. And so that's the way I'm going to coach, and that's the way I want these guys, you know, to approach every game.
Coach, what's it like to have, you know, Con, who's a coach's dream in terms of a player who's going to, you know, not only have that killer instinct, facilitate for others, and then play the defensive side of the ball? And also for you, Con, what's the mindset behind that?
Well, Con is incredibly hard on himself, and, you know, it's fun coaching a guy where it's not about the scoring. You know, he's pissed if he's not in, if he didn't get a rebound, if he missed somebody on a pass. He understands what other people could consider small things to the game. He understands the value of all those plays, and so it's fun coaching him. You know, because you tell him about the block out, he has value, you know, with blocking out, and you know, the efficiency of both these guys. You know, I mean, he's 6 of 8, he's 5 of 10. Would have been more if he didn't pass up a couple shots late. But besides that, like, these guys are so efficient with what they do, and I'll let you add in anything on that.
Yeah, I mean, I just try to play really hard, so that's what you'll see. Trying to fly around the floor, but just trying to do what these guys say, and they say, coaches say a lot of good stuff. So
it's great coaching guys when you don't have to coach playing hard. You know, like, they compete, and they don't just play hard; they compete, and that's been a big thing to coach. I'm sorry, but I had to say that.
Throughout the Connor, I just wanted to ask you guys about Coach Lucas and the development he's played in you guys, and, you know, what type of coach he is for you guys, and how big a role he's played. Coach?
Yeah, we're going to talk about our team. Coach Lucas is the best. I think these guys would tell you the impact that he's made. It's not our news to share. You know, I don't want this. This is not. We don't know. Like, this is not our news to share. So we'll let Miami handle that.
Talking about, you know, having guys who work hard, come on, real raw guy, but plays with a lot of energy. How do you balance someone who's that athletic and that big while also dealing with the rawness that he still is working through?
Yeah, Kaman is just, he's obviously his God-given talent and size and all that, but the thing that makes him special is just how he works. It's his approach for only playing the game for 4 or 5 years. It's the fact that he really just is so smart with understanding all the reads and all the right positioning, you know, and that to me is what makes Kaman so special.
All right, last, we got time for one more.
Coach, your thoughts on the efficiency from 3 tonight? 60%.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't think that's going to happen every night, right? But I think it starts from sharing the ball. You know, it helps when Isaiah goes 5 of 6 in the first half and then Con goes 4 or 5. I mean, that's a big part of it. But I thought we really worked for our shots, you know, and that's the thing we have to do consistently. We have a team that can really shoot the ball, but the way that these guys shared it, I thought that really set us up well.